Hey guys, I'm going to show you what I got going on in here. I have just picked up 40 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I'm going to bottle them. I thought I'd show you a little bit here since it's a little messy to bring down to the church. So first you need to get your jars prepped, which means get them hot and sanitized either in the dishwasher or in a big pot that can completely submerge the jars about an inch or two underwater and boil for 10 minutes. We don't want any bacteria in the jars. Once you've done that, I'll just walk you through each step. You're going to want to take your clean jar with a funnel in it. You're going to want to fill it full of chicken. These chickens I cut up into big chunks, maybe 1-inch cubes or so. And once you start getting it to where it's filling pretty full, you're actually going to take a knife and you're going to take it and kind of poke it down all around the edges so that there is no gaps or no spaces. We want to get as much meat in there as possible. And then once you do that, you just keep cutting and slicing. You do want to trim out any excess fat on the chicken. And you want to make the jar have as much chicken as possible, really, really tight, compacted, because once it pressurizes and cooks, it literally condenses down to hardly anything. So even use your hand and smash it down there once you can reach. And you want to do all of your jars this way before you go to the next step. You want to have all your jars. So depending on what size pressure cooker, I'm using a double decker today. It'll fit 14 jars. So I literally want to have all of my jars. And with 40 pounds of chicken, I actually have to use 2 pressure cookers. I have one that'll do 5 jars. So I'm going to be getting all my jars totally ready. You want to get all of them with the chicken smashed as tight as possible, just leaving just enough room at the base of this chicken, or the base of this jar. And then when all of your jars are ready, actually go ahead and put 1 teaspoon of salt in the jar, and then you're going to go over here to your stove where you already have a pot of hot water, and you ladle some water into that jar. Now you're going to want to use that little knife and gently put it down the sides again to get all the air bubbles out, to make sure there's getting liquid all the way down. This is going to be amazing chicken broth or chicken stock when you're done. This chicken can be used for mini casseroles, tacos, soups, chicken salad sandwiches. There's so many things you can use this chicken for, and it's delicious, and it's ready to go as soon as you open it. It's just a lot of work for a few hours on one day, and then you have pretty much a 6-month or a year supply. Once you get the salt and the water in there to where you just have that rivet of the headspace, go ahead and remove your funnel, and then you're going to apply your lid, which I left over here, your lid and your ring, and you're going, and I did hear on the website that you no longer have to boil your ring and your lid, that they will sanitize as long as you're cooking your things over 10 minutes. So you go ahead and put your ring and your lid together. And as you screw it on, you don't want to overscrew it, just so it feels tight and a little smidge past that. And all of your jars you get ready, and you get them ready to go into your pressure cooker. And you have to put your pressure cooker rivet down first, or trivet, or whatever it's called, this thing. Put it down in there. Fill the pressure cooker full, about 2 inches full of water. If you can get it hot first, that helps, so it takes less time to get the boiling process going. I put my 7 jars down on the trivet, really don't know what the word is. And then you put your second layer on, so you have 7 more jars up here on top. And then you put your pressure cooker lid on, and you screw and fasten on opposite corners so you can get a snug, accurate, tight fitting. You want to turn your stove on to high until you can get the pressure gauge up to 15 pounds of pressure. At that point, you don't want the regulator on for the first 7 minutes. You want to keep that pressure going. And then this pressure regulator nowadays comes with a regulator that shows the 10 pound, 5 pound, I don't know if it's hard to see, or 15 pounds. We're cooking meat at 15 pounds of pressure for 90 minutes for these full-size quart jars. It's really good technology where it keeps it from going past that amount of pressure and heat. I know back in the day when my grandma was young and she was canning, she literally put it on the stove and forgot about it, and a couple hours later, there was an explosion. The pressure cooker literally exploded in her kitchen. But that's not a story to detour you, to try to scare you from bottling or canning. It's really not that hard or scary. You just can't leave or run errands or get distracted so much. But since you got to get to work, you might as well try to make it fun. So when you do that, get an audiobook that you've been wanting to listen to, catch up on some conference, listen to some music, jam out. When you're working, just get your earbuds, plug in, and have some fun, because especially not this.